What's going on, everybody? James here, redemptionagency.com. 21 years selling on eBay. All right. Are you ready to hang out with me? I got some shipping to do. Adrian's off this weekend, so I'm doing all the shipping. Got about 90 items to ship out. It's Sunday morning. We're at 9:26 a.m. Got everything pulled up to this point, so we're going to get some of this stuff shipped out now on video, of course. And thanks, everybody, for all the likes and supports and stuffs. You know the drill. I put up the hour-long motivation list with me video. So I didn't watch it or listen to it because I just don't have an hour to waste watching my own video. So if there's anything in that video that is a little off or whatever, let me know. I'll try to do something different next time. I know with the music, I just pull down and add, and there's not much to choose from. So it's probably going to be pretty much the same type of music all the time. But like I said before, when I watch like my choo-choo videos, my train videos, I don't have no sound on and I got my own music playing. So I just put something there for there to be something there for anybody who doesn't listen to music while they play, or they just need a little calming or just something in the background. That's why it is there. So let me know. Let me know. Obviously, it's brand new, so it might be an evolving type of thing. But the cool way of looking at it is the little short 15-minute trial video I did of that. I'm kind of looking at it as, since I'm not doing no extra work except hitting record on my phone, that I'm paying myself, or YouTube is paying me to work now, because that little 15-minute video so far has made me $10 on YouTube. So that's $40 an hour. So kind of looking at it. So I'm curious to see what this hour-long video is going to make after, say, a week. And that'll be like, YouTube paying me to work, which is kind of cool if you think about it. So with something like this, obviously, I don't look at it like that because it's taking me extra time to do my work. If I didn't have this recording, I could knock all this out in no time. So since I kind of talk at the same time and kind of show and talk, it slows it down a lot. So I never looked at these videos like that. I look at these more like the educational type of videos, more for you guys than myself, because if it was more about me, I wouldn't be recording. I would just be shipping real quick so I can get back to listing. So those I'm going to look at as kind of the money and see if they take off type of thing. So we'll see. And hopefully they give you guys, I've got a lot of great feedback on it, on what it means to you, like the background, relaxing music, and feeling like you're not listing alone and things like that. So as much feedback as you guys can give me, please comment on that video and like it and subscribe. But even if you don't watch it all and you appreciate it for what it is, please hit that like so it can kind of see if we can get it to grow a little bit, even if you don't watch it all the way through, I guess. All right. However that algorithm junk works. Not bad sales. Kind of slow, but since I turned off my 30% off sale and just lowered it to 10, being there's going to be more traffic online, hoping that, I can put more money at the... I wanted to get my average per item up to about $17 an item. And that's what I've kind of done for the last 2 days. So that's good. So, yeah, I'm going to get this shipped. And I think today we're going to be getting back on more on clothes. I've been putting clothes every day, trying to get back into that routine. Definitely have to get back into that routine because I got so many clothes in storage. And now I'm going to tackle probably my next clothing item that I always throw aside, and that is pants, jeans. I always throw the jeans and pants aside. So I'm going to probably concentrate on those today because I got so many, and I've got a lot of vintage stuff too, like, was it Jinko and Fubu and that stuff that's coming back around. It's big right now. Definitely need to get them back up or get them listed, especially this time of year. So gonna start piling it, get into the jeans, because I got who knows how many pairs of jeans in storage I have, along with all the other stuff. So next clothing area I need to tackle is the jeans. So we'll get on that today. So let's get started and get this knocked out and get to listing. And I kind of, if you saw my post, I kind of breaking down my day when it comes to listing. Like I like to list at least 200 minimum. So the way I got it marked set up now is like by 12:30, I want to have 50 items up. By 3, 100 items up. By 5:30, 150 up. And by like 8, 200 up. The way I broke it down like that is because if I decide, you know what, it kind of motivates me to have a time period to get things listed, first off. And plus it gives me time, plenty of time to do other stuff within that listing time. Like the other day I did 50 items in 59 minutes instead of using the whole hour and a half. So it gives me a little bit of time that if I have to answer emails or feed the dogs or whatever the case may be, get distracted, I've got that time built into each quarter of my day. Also too, like if there's a Blues game and I work past 8, there's more time there. If I decide I only want to list 150 that day because I have so much to do, I can take one of those quarters off in the day. So I broke my day down into quarters, my work day into quarters basically. And so far so good. I like it. Last 2 days I only did 150, listed 150 items, but you know, I had other stuff going on also at the same time. So I like it so far. So now to tackle, probably my last thing to tackle mentally getting over is the jeans. So get back to clothes, which I have been. Now jeans. So got to get back on those. So let's get into this and get this stuff listed or shipped. I screwed up. Let me remake that video because I like my stuff to be perfection. Perfect. You see that one last video I made? Good Lord, how many words did I mispronounce? Well, you can tell when I'm not really paying focused attention. I'm just, my mind's elsewhere or one step ahead. Like I will say words that you're like, that's not that word. That's not, what are you talking about, James? And then when I kind of watch the video back, I'm like, what the hell was I saying there? You can tell the mistake, but like I read it wrong, or I didn't read it wrong. I quick glanced it wrong is what it was because I'm not really paying attention. So yeah, there was a lot of boo-boos on that video, but that's all right. None of us is perfect, and that's the way I like it, because if we were all perfect, we'd be freaking boring as hell. All right, let's go. Let's get this stuff done. Let's get this. I probably ain't going to do it all. I'll save some for later, just in case Adrian comes back early, and I'll make him do some stuff so I can keep listing. You know what I'm saying, G? What's up? All right, let's go. Let's get some of the stuff out of the way here. All right. Boom, 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 boom. All right, first off, headed to Villa Ridge, Missouri. We've got a St. Louis Blues. Oh, don't even get me started how crappy we're playing this year. St. Louis Blues pullover jacket. And this sold for $20. $20. All right. Plugged up my phone. Let's get that plugged back up. All right. 1-1. Yesterday I felt kind of like euphoric, I guess is a good word for it. And I've been, you know, for the past year, I've been just trying to create my new normal, right? Without my dad here. Like when my dad was here and because my office is not too, if you've seen the layout, you know, if I turn on the light in the office, it goes into the living room and could keep my dad up. So I was always basically on a time schedule before, you know, because I would get up made sure I was up before he got up, or I didn't go to bed till after he went to bed. And then also I never got up early Like I'm laying there in bed, the sun's not up yet, and I'm like, I'd really like to get up and work, but then I'd go back to sleep because I didn't want to turn the light on and disturb him. So I'm really trying to get into this new normal, the new normal routine. And plus, finally feeling like I'm past the grieving and stuff like that, if you will. Of course, there's always going to be, moments, but just trying to create that new normal. But I've been fallen into these zones of euphoria lately where I've been plenty of times in my past, but it feels so good to get it back where I'm just standing there and I'm working and I'm just like, I have this calmness, I don't know if you never explained it. I've never done drugs. I would imagine something like a drug, you just have this euphoric feeling go over your body where you just feel like goosebumps and you feel enlightened and you're like, wow, this is awesome. Just that's the best way I can describe it as euphoric feeling. So I've been having my days lately where I'll have moments of that feeling just overtaking my body, and I'm just like, I just soak it in and enjoy it so I can repeat it and grow it, so it's an all day feeling. So, yeah. So we're getting there. We are getting there. Pretty close to perfection. Alrighty, next up we've got the Rolling Stones t-shirt. Sold for $11. Headed to Willow Grove, Pennsylvania. I've never really, and that's probably another reason why I always push jeans aside. I really don't have a nice, good way to organize and store jeans. I mean, if I double them up like a shirt, it's very thick. And you probably only, in my boxes, you could only get so many. So that might be good for those plastic totes with the floppy lids. Putting jeans in those might be good. Like I've always said, the way to overcome, stop putting things aside is having a system. Literally from beginning to end. Where you put it when you bring it into your listing area to where you store it after it's 100% complete. Having a process for every item and every type of item is huge to not get overwhelmed or distracted and throw it aside, if you will. So I've never really created that with the jeans, so that's a definite plus I've got to do today. So next up we've got, I don't sell many of these, but I probably need to start picking them up more when I can because they sell pretty quick. Even though it only sold for $8 and headed to Fort Pierce, Florida, I got a song for you. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you. Did I give that sexy librarian look? Don't mind me. Don't mind me. I'm just here to entertain myself because technically I'm talking to myself right now because I'm not live, Technically talking to myself. As long as I don't answer myself, right? That's what my mama always said. Ain't that right? Why, yes, James, that is correct. Just don't answer your own questions and you'll be sane. Maybe. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you. I'm auditioning for a Marilyn Monroe part. In the YouTube shipping video. Untitled as of yet. Did I get the job? Did I get the job? Please let me get the job. Ooh, you're going to like this last piece of clothing that's at the bottom. Maybe I'll get that one now. Yank it out of here. Because that made me happy when it sold last night. Sold late last night. Headed up to Canada. If you watched one of my videos on the trip, I believe it was the Thrifting in Knoxville, Tennessee video. Thrifting in a Porsche, Knoxville, Tennessee version. You remember this pickup. It was in the thrift store that I didn't think I was going to find anything, right? Or was it a different one? Oh, I think it was that one. I think I paid $10 for it. But it's that Harley Davidson shirt, like heavy duty work shirt. Feels all warm. Like if I was a Harley rider, I'd buy this just to stay warm and cozy. But anyway, very cool piece. Has Harley across the back. Paid $10 for it in Knoxville, and I believe it was Knoxville, and sold it for $81. $81. So very nice find right there. Now I can't get the songs out of my head. And I'm probably gonna need a box for this bad boy. This is pretty thick. You ain't gonna need a box. You can do it, James. Get it in there. Going up to Canada. So you want it a little bit lighter than a box. All right. You can do it. You can do it. Maybe I can't do it. Yes, you can. Never say you can't. I can't do it. Yes, you can. You can do it. There's no going back now. You already pulled a silver tab off. You shall do it. You've accomplished it. You are now Harley'd. All right, $80 going to Canada. So we're gonna put a pirate ship. You know what? You know I like complaining about pirate ship because it's funny to complain about pirate ship. And the fact that it takes 5 clicks to do a printout. So instead of fixing that, instead of making it quicker to ship on pirate ship, they now celebrate the fact that it takes 5 clicks to print out a fucking thing, you know. Like the little Crossbones and Jolly Rancher thing over there, now it celebrates for every click. And it's like, really? You're going to celebrate that it takes 5 clicks to make a print up when it should only take 2? You could have put those time, resources, and money into making it quicker. But no. Let's put a little party horn in the mouth of the Jolly Rancher. Really? Pirate ship, call me. I need to have a talk with you. Don't ask, because if you watch enough of my videos, you already know that I have no clue what the hell's going on up in here. All right, 114.1. And I put it in the wrong spot. Stop it, James. Pay attention. Stop talking to the camera like some crazy guy. Try to make it as kind of as vague as possible with the descriptions so nobody will steal it. Used work shirt instead of putting used Harley Davidson shirt. Used work shirt. But the value is going to kill it. Ugh. Hopefully nobody pays attention to that. And I don't like forging the values because you can lose all privileges of selling to that country if you do something like that, because they collect their fees from that, you know. So their taxes. I'm going to start my own country up. Of course, it can't be tax-free because you got to have something to run the country with, but it'll definitely be a lot more transparent and not as crazy taxed as we are. Just enough. Maybe instead of taxing people, you do like, you only tax for a certain amount for a certain amount of time after a certain project has been voted upon. You need new roads? Let's everybody vote on new roads. If you vote yes, it'll be X amount of taxes paid for X amount of time, and that's it. And then it shuts off. I'm not putting no thought into it. I'm just talking. That's all. But anyway, I'm just saying there's better ways of doing things. That's all I'm saying. There's better ways of doing things. I saw headlines. I didn't really read into it that the Pentagon or something has failed their audit for the last like 3 years or something because they won't tell where the money's going, basically. We all know where it's going, black ops stuff. But they can't talk about it because it's a need-to-know basis. When you run your country on need-to-know basis, you know things are bad. And man, what's going on with China? I say let's give some of our guns to the Chinese people since they can't have guns over there. I bet you that Chinese government will straighten up if you hand them some guns. Just saying. I think a lot of people, like, I don't like guns, right? I hate guns. But I would never take away the rights to have guns. And that is the biggest reason why, is because it was created to fight against a tyrannic government. And I hope that people seeing what's going on in China realize the reason why. And I don't even get into assault weapons and stuff. I understand all that stuff too. But if you're going up against government, you're going up against the military. When you're going up against the military, you're going to be outgunned if you don't have assault rifles, right? But I don't know. But even though it's a very dark, deep hole to go into, it just needs to be figured out in a way where people in this country still have the right to fight back against the government if need be. You know what I'm saying? Instead of freaking... The biggest problem is no hope in this country. That's why people do the stuff they do. I grew up in that environment. I grew up where a gun was only a hand. I could get a gun any day of the week if I wanted to. I could get drugs any day of the week I wanted to. I could rob a store or do whatever any day of the week if I wanted to. People do it because there's no hope. Thankfully, my mind was wired right where I had a drive that I had hope to create my own outcome, where a lot of people don't. And if you take that hope away, there's nothing to lose. And we need to find a way in this country to give hope to every individual. That lies. Then the only problems you're going to have in society when it comes to guns and stuff like that are the people who are mentally off, you know. And as technology and stuff progresses, you're going to be able to pull those people out of the bunch, you know. So, or if you have parents who do their job. That's another big key in this country. Got a lot of parents who just don't do their parenting responsibilities. And a lot of that is because they were too young when they had kids in the first place. Why am I preaching about this stuff? James, get to work. Okay. It's called common sense. Unfortunately, there's too many people who don't have common sense. And who don't have book smarts either. So, you got to have one or the other. You got to have common sense, you got to have book smarts. Or you got to have both. There's too many people without either. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. vote me for president. I will, well, I probably, doesn't matter who you vote for president because their hands are always tied anyway. So, most of the time anyway. Vote me as the complete government of this country and I will change things. There we go. That sounds like a tyrannic government, James. Yeah, but in a positive way. Yeah. Yeah, for how long? Or into how many people's eyes? There's always a curve. There's always a curve. All right, Mizzou t-shirt sold for $10. Headed to Morgan Hill, California. I just don't want a little hope, yeah, hope, yeah, just to give me a little hope, yeah, hope, yeah. You know, kind of to give you an idea, if you weren't born in like an environment of like the streets and the ghetto or bad neighborhoods or whatever, or much education, if you will, like growing up, I didn't hear what a pharmacist was until I was like 22. What's a pharmacist? I ain't been to a drugstore. I've been to Globe Drugs on Cherokee, but I didn't know what a pharmacist was and stuff because I never had to really go to the doctor. I went to the hospital once to get my tonsils out, but my parents didn't take me to the doctor, didn't take me to the dentist. So there was so many professions that I knew nothing about growing up. So I think it's easier these days with the internet and stuff, but there's still a lack of, knowledge, a lack of education, if you will, proper education. Education that would change people's lives and do something, instead of pointless stuff. All right, strawberry shortcake, or one-sided stuff, or what's the word I'm looking for? Agenda, stuff with agendas. All right, strawberry shortcake shirt sold for $11. Headed to Miami Lakes, Florida. The only agenda should be hope and happiness. Hope and happiness. And of course, you have to work for it. It ain't just handed to you. Hope and happiness. Hope and happiness. Hope and happiness. Born to be wild. San Lucas, Mexico. Little kid's shirt sold for $12. Headed to Florida. And if you disagree with anything I said, that's okay. That's called America. Perfectly fine. I'm of the 80s and 70s, 80s, and 90s. Disagree with me all you want. I don't care. Not that I don't care, but I will listen and learn if there's things to be taught. Too many people these days, if you don't agree with me, you can't grow and learn as human being if you don't listen to all sides. You just can't. Like, you wouldn't take advice from me of how to live in a mansion growing up and being privileged. You would listen to me as how to, to live in a ghetto with cockroaches. You know what I mean? People need to stay in their lane and learn, know what they know, and know what they don't know. That's the key. That's the key. All right. Stop it, James. This is supposed to be a funny video or education video. Believe in me. Ooh, want to talk Bigfoot? I like Bigfoot. So for $10, headed to Chester, VA. I watched the William Shatner show, Unexplained, and they were talking about the giants and the bones found. And every time you hear about bones, it's usually taken by government organizations and they disappear and nobody's ever heard of them. It's denied. Like the Smithsonian even have taken large bones. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. When there's not proven facts, but some like an archaeologist says the Smithsonian came in and took these from us. So I've always said that humans are the things the humans are off when it comes to planet Earth. If you look at the Earth as a whole and you go, what's the odd thing out in this whole planet? You're going to go, humans. So what's their story? Evolution? I'm not a believer in evolution, mainly because I don't know enough about it, but my ignorant first statement about evolution is this. How long have alligators been here? Hell of a lot longer than humans have been here. How come they haven't evolved into something different? Something more educated, why? Birds. That's my ignorant first thought, right? So that's why I tend to stay away from the evolution theory and go with Bigfoots were originally, because if you looked at Earth, you could see a Bigfoot fitting in as a creature on this planet, not humans. If you think about the picture as a whole. So I would like to, my kind of belief is, not belief, but theories are, I like the theories of aliens did something to a Bigfoot and Bigfoot's turned into us. Basically, a Bigfoot and an alien breeded and humans came out of it. Because if you hear stories about the Greys and all these, what the aliens look like, and then you take what a Bigfoot looks like, if you mesh those two together, you'd probably come up with something similar to what we are, if you think about it. At least when I think about it, anyway. Call me crazy. I'm just saying. Got to have an open mind about everything that is not known. That's one thing I don't like about science these days, and for quite a while now, is science is very, I feel like science is very narrow-minded. Like, there's a lot of theories that they won't look into. No, it's this. No, it's that. One of the biggest one is how long intelligent human beings have been on the planet. Because even though there's more evidence showing up of civilizations and that they're dated to a lot longer than what science says, they're not even paying attention to it right now. Hopefully they will in the future. But right now they're just ignoring it. So, not good. Gotta have an open mind. Open mind. Plus, open minds leads to new ideas. I mean, look at that little video I made, you know? I've never seen that on YouTube. Never seen anybody doing a video like that. But I took my love of watching train videos, my love of selling on eBay, and what I do every day, and tried to mesh the two, and came up with those List With Me videos. So, you don't have an open mind, you don't create something new and something different, something exciting, something that might change the world. I'm not saying those videos are going to change the world. I'm just saying you may have an idea in your head that could change the world. And if you don't open your mind, you're never going to know. Headed to Australia. Canadian Miss hockey jersey sold for $21. I don't just inspire to list. I inspire for open minds and better ways. Yeah, that's what I do. No, James, you talk to yourself. You look at yourself in a video phone and you talk to yourself. That's what you do. And you wear, while you're wearing a blue Furby hat to cover up your 5 head. Because it's so big. Oh, look at that thing. I think I need to get some listing for shipping down here. Not really getting too much done. All right, $21 Canadian. So we're gonna pull into some of this media stuff right quick. Doom. All right now, Australia. Don't celebrate the 5 clicks. I'm not gonna watch you. I'm not gonna watch you. Take your celebration elsewhere, pirate. Go to shipped. Some of the stuff I'm probably going to wait on, but I'll at least give you the price when I get to it. I'll do it later or save it, see if he comes home. All right, let's go here. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. I don't even know what this is under. That's going to be part of a lot. Fix the address. All right, headed to Haverhill, Massachusetts. So for $5, we got the best of Buck Owens on 8-track. Whoops. Alright, we got Sammy Hagar, Rematch and More CD. Headed to Easton, Pennsylvania, sold for $31.50. Go ahead and do that one first class since they paid more for it. And media mail starting to see a slowdown at the post office. Holiday Sounds of the Season CD. Sold for $5. Headed up to Kansas City, Missouri. Home of Babylon AD, I believe. 80s metal band. And Banshee, I think, came from Kansas City too, didn't they? Maybe. So I think a friend of mine was starting a band with one of the guys from Banshee. He was going to sing for his new band after Banshee, but that never ended up doing anything. I think they might have wrote a couple of songs or something. That was it. All right. Oops. Let's try here. All right, headed up to Canada. Dwight Yoakam CD, sold for $8. already want me to refresh? Alrighty. Fiat Jesus CD. Oh, something of that nature. So for $5, headed to Lake Forest, California. Price tag. One of my price tags anyway. One of my old price tags. Jimi Hendrix. I think that's part of a lot. Put that over here. Cutting Edge, Volume 2, the best of modern hard rock. CD, sold for $7.50. Headed to Newport, Rhode Island. The Love Song. Alright, the Love Song CD. Sold for $5, headed to Port Richey, Florida. So for $4.50, George Strait, Something Special CD. Headed to New York. New York. It's a little town. Boston and Baton Rouge. Austin, Tulsa, Oklahoma City, Seattle, San Francisco, or something like that. The Transfusion. The Rockets love Transfusion. Headed up to Canada. So for $13, Rockets love Transfusion on 8-track. Now I'm all talked out. Just trying to get it done. Get it done. Whoops, nope, wrong one. Hey, don't start messing up. And come on. All right, also headed to Canada, Jackson Browne Looking East CD. Sold for $9. Be very, very quiet. The puppies are sleeping. Michelle Schott, Arkansas Traveler CD. Sold for $9. Headed to Rexford, New York. We got Just a Discs, Just an Inserts, Dinosaur Jr., front and back. Sold for $5.40, headed to Stewartsville, Missouri. We got Tia Carrera. You may know her from Crucial Taunt. Wayne's World. I see a man in the back who's ready to crack. His eyes are as red as the sun. And a girl in the corner who everyone ignores because she thinks she's the passionate one. Oh, yeah. She was a singer in Crucial Taunt. Guitarist was Mark Ferrari from the band Keel. Crucial Taunt. Sold for $6.75, headed to Lakewood, Colorado. All right. Patti Smith Group Easter CD. Sold for $8. Headed to Portland, Oregon. Almost done with the CDs already. All right, Buck Cherry 15. Sold for $4.50. Headed to Westminster, Maryland. That's part of a lot. That's part of a lot. Oh. All right. Walt Disney World official album on cassette. Sold for $11. Headed to Lakewood, Ohio. Ooh. Pillsbury Doughboy. It's part of a lot. Conway Twitty, Rest Your Love on Me. Headed to England. Sold for $7. Whoops. I think what I'm going to do here, since I've wasted so much of your time, I'm just going to show you items and give you prices, and then I'll ship them separately. All right, $7. Conway Twitty. So I just feel like nothing's on the top of my mind to talk about. So instead of wasting your time, let's see get through this stuff a little quicker. Pirate ship, you're killing me. Refresh that. I think I got enough stuff out of the way here to just kind of go through stuff. All right, let's see here. What sold? We got Delta Rebels CD in the long box. Blister pack long box. That sold for $12.50. All right, Running Warehouse hat. They say I got a pile of hats here that sold. That might be at the bottom. All right, Running Warehouse hat. That sold for $12. I'll pile that there. All right, so here is an Are you ready for a meteorite? Yeah. All right, he paid two different things, so. And I did them late so I could mail them all together. But we've got 3 Metallica Black albums for $11. And then the next lot was 5 pieces for another $27. And we've got Rush Permanent Waves, just a cassette. We've got Jimi Hendrix on 8-track. We've got this Metallica DVD, Out of the Loop. And we got 2 cassettes. We got Led Zeppelin, Song Remains the Same. And Deep Jimmy and the Zepp Creams. Boom. So there we are. So a total, what, $38 for 8 items, looks like. Got these shoes, some, I guess, volleyball shoes, Wave Lightning, the Mizzanos, or however it's pronounced. Been in the store over 2.5 years. Sold for $27.50. This was the first thing I grabbed at the bins that last day I had went. And started going down a row, and it's the first thing I saw, so I grabbed the Pillsbury Doughboy. Sold for $9. Next up, we got Alanis Morissette on cassette. Sold for $10. Is your butt big? Does your ass grow? Astro Seeds farming hat, sold for $9. We got a Nike Featherlight ball cap. These Featherlights always sell no matter the condition, sold for $8. We got a VTech V-Flash Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man cartridge, sold for $9. We got a damaged package Shrek, and it sold for $27. We've got a piece that when I see this, the memories come flowing back of just the first time playing Super Mario Brothers in your own home. I will never get the feeling of this controller in my hand and playing Super Mario. Sold for $5.50. Next up, we've got, are you ready for a cassette light? We got 2 cassettes. We got Roseanne Cash, King's Record Shop. This thing always sells instantly for me. Every time I put it up, boom, gone. And Sass Jordan promo cassette sealed. Both together sold for $15. Next up, we got Eva, Don't Fall, I Need You. I Need You. Gentle Moments on vinyl, sold for $5. We got Elton John, Honky Crochet, or however you pronounce that word. Sold for $8. I just put that up. Relaxing for Women cassette, sold for $9. Greatest Children's Christmas hits on cassette, sold for $5. A little Metallica, Ride the Lightning cassette, sold for $20. Eddie Murphy, self-titled. G.I. Joe was swimming across the water. But this is actually music, I believe, is it? No, it's not. Stand Up. He did a couple of music albums, too. Sold for $9. My girl wants to party all the time, party all the time. I think that was Eddie Murphy, right? Next up, we got The Incredible Hulk on vinyl. Whoa! You didn't see that. I got a little Harry on it. A little hairy Hulk. Now I just dropped the cover. What the hell's wrong with you, James? All right, that sold for $9. Stay in there. Sit. All right, headed overseas. We've got a Nautica hat. Sold for $13. I love cab overs. Love cab overs. Del Reeves, the cab over trucks in the background. Sold for $9. If I ever had like just a bunch of money that I didn't know what to do with, I would buy me a cab over truck. I'd have it totally overhauled with like the newest automatic engines and just like, it would be killer. Something I would drive consistently. Maybe if I could make it electric, it would be cool too. All right, original Fox hat. Sold for $10. What do you got? So I want an electric car, but they've got to meet my specific details before I'll buy an electric car. First off, you got to at least go 600 miles, 400 to 600 miles. Second, I want to be able to charge within 5 minutes, number 2. And number 3 is I need a charging place anywhere there's a gas station right now. That's what I need. So I need those 3 things before I'll buy an electric car. at least an electric car to do road trips in. How about that? All right, James Gang Bang cassette sold for $15. Street Cuts The Posse. Posse's on Broadway. That's not this. Anyway, sold for $4.50. Posse up. All right, next up we got My Nose Itching. Still, these glasses are tickling me today or something. Going to England, I believe. These sold for like $35. Duck Dynasty slippers. How funny is that? That's awesome. So 35 bucks there. Stop nose itching. What's going on with me nose today? All right, next up we got, are you ready? Maybe there's a hair there or something, man. I'm checking for a hair. I'm not picking. I'm seeing if there's a hair hanging out tickling me, and I don't see one. Do you know any other reseller who would do that on video? Check to see if there's a hair hanging out of their nose. And I would pluck it too if there was. I'd be like, dink. You'd see my eyes water and me sneeze afterwards. You'd get the full effect. You get nothing but realness in my videos. You're so gross. All right. 3 items sold for $29. First off, we got a lot of 20 cassettes. And he wants to add 2 to it. So I've got to see if I can squish 2 more cassettes into here. And that would be Bill Monroe and a Keith Whitley. So 3 items, $29. Next up, we've got Kingdom Hearts cards. There's 3 cards in here, Kingdom Hearts, and they sold for $10. Next up, we've got Fort Osage hat, number 7. Sold for $10. Jay Giles Band cassette. Sold for $5. I knew this would sell as soon as I put it up. If you ever, Michael Jackson Thriller, as soon as you find it, as soon as you list it, it's going to sell immediately. Sold for $10. We got a hat that just says game. Sold for $13.50. That's not it. Looks similar to that. Fighting Illini hat. And that sold for $7. We got STL beige hat. Sold for $10. We got the Blues hat. Sold for $13.50. We got a Tony Hawk zebra stripe-ish type hat. Sold for $13. One Hit Wonders Glory Days of Rock and Roll cassette. Sold for $5. This was cool. I saw it laying at the bins. I just grabbed it, threw it in the cart without knowing what it was. So I had to open it and find out. When I got home, I went ahead and bought it anyway. But it's 35 millimeter film of a movie from 1981 called The Hand. So it's pretty cool. Some of these, if you find this like in popular movies, can go for some good money. But this is called The Hand. Never heard of it. And it sold for $44. So that was cool. All right, next up, International. I'm guessing that's the truck brand. Sold for $12.50. Hat. Rosenbauer hat. Sold for $7. We have St. Louis Billikens. Sold for $13.50. Get you out because I'm gonna need you. Do you see that? God, my nose is just itching like crazy. All right, St. Louis hat. Sold for $11. Is there a hair or something like hanging on my glasses? Weird. All right. Nebraska Cornhuskers trucker hat. Sold for $13. Big Brothers Big Sisters hat. Sold for $12.50. We got Woodstock hat. Sold for $7. Unknown letter W logo. Sold for $5. Guess I forgot to pull that one. Oh yeah, the newer ones I didn't pull from over there yet. Delbert McClinton promo single CD sold for $5. T. Rowe Price Nike visor sold for $10. Okay, Jackson Brown Late for the Sky cassette sold for $5.55. A Caution Slow Moving Senior, one of those novelty hats with the horn on it and a light flashing light, sold for $11.50. That's been in the store over 2.5 years. Dawn Sears CD, Nothing But Good, sold for $26. So Dawn Sears. Big Cedar Lodge hat, sold for $14. Where did I pick this up at? I only been to the bins, right? I didn't go anywhere else. But I just picked this up. I just listed. Oh, no, I got it out of storage. I just listed it, but I got it out of the box in storage. And that's a Starbucks New York City's mug. So that's probably been in storage who knows how many years. Sold for $18. Another one of my vintage puzzles, round puzzles, that I either picked up at the Honey Hole for $1 or at the bins because I found them both places. That sold for $26. Passing with Time, popular Bulgarian, had to think what the word was, folk song sold for $9. Veggie Tales Veggie Tunes cassette sold for $9. These are just items I haven't pulled from the East Wing yet. Bread CD Anthology sold for $2.70. I upped all my $2.99 prices, but I guess I missed one or something. Or maybe it didn't change because I had a watcher or something. All right. Phoenix, Arizona Police hat. And you can't sell uniform police stuff, just like postal stuff. But this is like it's a new era hat, so it's not an official hat. Sold for $15, $14.57 to be exact. Bob Seger Fire Inside CD sold for $4. Guitar Wars Various Cassette sold for $9. Bob the Builder Leapfrog sold for $9. Fighting Illini hat sold for $13.50. A shirt I put up yesterday, Chicago Al Capone shirt, sold for $10. Tommy Overstreet cassette sold for $12.50. Did I pass that game up? I just put that up the other day. Women's blouse, Chico's is the brand. It's got a paisley print on it. Sold for $13.50. And a Flash in the Pan self-titled cassette sold for $11. And I got a game here. I guess I missed it somewhere. Huh. That's weird. That's very odd. Why is that not here? Oh, there it is. I missed it. So that's sold for $6. Page down, have to refresh. Nope, that's it for now. So boom, that is everything. Now I gotta get it shipped. So that's it. Thanks for listening to me ramble when I did. And yeah. Feedback on that other video. see what we can morph it into. See if we, I would like it to kind of, it would probably take more work than what I'm willing to put into it. I'd like to morph it into something that people who are not resellers would watch, but I don't know. The more I think about it, the more that's probably not going to happen, because I'd have to put more work into it. And that's probably not going to happen. So anyway, who knows what the next idea will bring, though. Maybe it'll spark something, a bigger idea, better idea, now that I'm thinking about it. Anyway, all right. Don't forget, or make sure you watch my What's in the Box video too. Jan appears in that video if you haven't watched that one. She pulls the stuff out of the box. I'll probably do more of those with her, since it's easier for her to pull out a box while I record than me doing one hand thing. So, and it gets her on the camera more. So that's it. Thanks everybody for watching. All the support, all the likes, all the subscribes. Turn on the notification bell. I sound like a YouTuber when I say that, don't I? Ew, don't be him. All right, see everybody in the next video later. I just got pop-ups coming left and right. Good Lord. All right, later.